Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Sunday Schoolstone, your weekend afternoon match show. I am Lotus Knight, one of your hosts for today, and I am joined by Diamond. Diamond, how are you doing?
Great. This is one of my first times casting. Gotta do with my good friend Lotus, so it's gonna be a good time. And we have a really good match today.
We do. I'm really excited for this match. We got a really hot legacy match for you all. We have Blue Spartan representing Dead Legend versus Trido 2 from Fish. Before we talk into the classes and just what we expect to see, why don't you tell us a little bit about these teams and the current state of the match?
Yeah, for sure. So Fish is currently down 4-12 to Dad Legend. So if Tridu wants to tie the week, he and Dead Snoop need to both get sweeps. So there is still stuff to play for, even though they're down by a lot of points.
For sure, for sure. I think there's a lot in the line here because these are both teams that have been doing really well as well. That Legend now has a really good number of points, and Fish was one of the arguably considered strongest teams in Legacy before the season began. So,
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, go ahead, Diamond.
I was just saying I agree. Like both these teams coming to the week, same record, similar points. But I guess Dad Legends kind of smacking them up. Two Fly is struggling this season after last season going 8-1, so maybe new meta, new change as well. But overall, like your mom kid's on fire as usual, so it's good to see for
Oh,
early in the season as well.
yeah, and I want to know just how is Blue Spartan a four? I do not get that.
I PR manipulation at its finest. That's why we love THL, don't we, Lotus? Four seeds that aren't actually four seeds. Same with any seed, really.
Oh yeah, we've seen this quite a lot. Um, yeah, I'm just giving them the telling them to get ready and start with bands. But I think this is going to be a really hot one. Let's talk a little bit about these classes because we are going to have something really fun that I love that happens and never does. That is, every player brought four unique classes. I don't think I've seen this in a very long time. How do you feel about this, Diamond?
Yeah, if I'm actually looking at these lineups, the one I would personally feel more comfortable is the right one. But I think from Tridu has the DH Druid Mage, which both have multiple archetypes, which I think is really good in close lists. And then Priest is arguably one of the best classes slash decks in the game right now. So I think it was a really good pick. Probably it's the ban there. And then on Blue Spartan's side, you got the Hunter, Paladin, Rogue Warrior, which all are have done really well in the recent Masters tour. So just four really solid classes. So it'll be interesting to see what the lineups are.
Right. I think the interesting class for me is the Rogue here because three of Blue Spartan classes are very aggro and can do quite well into what Trido is bringing, but the Rogue kind of feels out of place in this particular matchup.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I find like Rogue's really weird because sometimes it like gets there against decks it shouldn't get there against. So maybe he's just really comfortable on Rogue and that's why he's slotted in there. But yeah, it definitely like deviates from the game plan that appears with his classes. What do you think try to use game plan will be with his classes?
That's a good question. I think with his classes, honestly, this is Legacy, so he needs a win with each. And Druid is the easiest class to get through. It's Druid and Priest. So I think he knows one of them will be banned. Mage finds a way somehow. The question is, how do you get Demon Hunter through? And I think the big focus will be on trying to get Demon Hunter in through that Rogue or through that Hunter. I think that's going to be the big deal from Tridu, while at the same time just bashing on that Rogue. See if that's actually the weakest class and you can get through that one.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. It definitely like because there's the two archetypes. He either potentially brings OTK or he brings the mid-range one with the big Inquisitors. So we'll see what he goes for here.
Yeah, I'm also. This is a four seed, and if they're both capable of being one seed, so I don't know if we'll get to see Lifesteal yet. because it's a pretty high legend deck that you'll see Jaywong just killing with it, but also people are not doing as well with it lower because it's hard to play. I personally am not great with it.
Yeah, it's definitely a hard deck. You might need a. The reason I did okay with the deck, Dabs gave me a calculator to actually calculate the damage with on turns. But it's definitely gotten worse, I would say, since with the rotation. Losing like Blade Dance and other cards has hurt the deck, and I think it's become harder to play and potentially worse. So definitely like the people who do bring it either have a lot of reps on it or like are good. So I maybe because there's no priest he could bring it, but we'll see. Probably the Inquisitor one though.
I think we could even see Soul because Soul is pretty good into Hunter. Well, it's still bad into Hunter, but it's something into Hunter. The only issue becomes the Warrior Soul matchup isn't great. But honestly, we
Hmm.
might not even see that Warrior. I think either the Warrior or the Paladin gets banned, and I wouldn't be surprised to see the banned here. What do you expect the bans to be, Diamond? What would you ban if you were in this matchup?
If I was, I'd say priest and maybe warrior ban personally, especially against like the priest seems so free that I can get away with Blue Sparn's classes. I think it beats almost every deck he has. And then I'd say the warrior from Tridu because that's probably the best deck that Blue Sparn has. And then as we said, like he can maybe dunk on the rogue.
Yeah. The only argument not to ban the priest that I have right now is that you might be able to pummel it with a rogue, especially if you want to go weird and bring weapon rogue. But I don't know that Blue Spartan. As a caster, Priest takes a long time to play, so I would expect Priest not to. I would hope Priest isn't here, but I don't think that matters as much.
Yeah, it's we'll see how it goes. Sometimes priest games go quick when you get an Apo, something Samuro on 7, and then the hunter just decides to give up. So if we get one of those games, I don't mind priest. Otherwise, it may be a bit longer if we get some other classes.
They are doing their bans right now, so I think we're going to find out what has been banned really, really soon. Yeah, so the Rogue was banned by Trido, which is shocking to me, while the Priest expectedly was banned by Blue Spartan. This changes completely how I
Interesting.
was seeing this matchup.
Mhm. Do you think the rogue ban dictates the different deck lists from Tridu?
I mean, probably. I just don't know what he's bringing, but
Like,
that
I
might
guess
be
we'll
a
find out
clown.
shortly. That potentially. I I don't know how Clown does. I don't think it does well against Hunter, but maybe Warrior it does well.
It doesn't do well
I'm
into
not.
Hunter or Paladin, but it does fine into Warrior.
So maybe Tridu's trying to bully Warrior somehow. If that's his plan, I'm not sure though. We'll see shortly.
Yeah, I just updated the graphic, but I think so. I guess we'll see. Without that rogue that we were thinking they were going to try to punish, it's going to be a weird match. I think we're going to see it. Honestly, I actually think he might be reading Death Rattle Demon Hunter now, but we're going to have to see what is going to happen, and I am giving them the green light this second.
Who are you spectating on the bottom side so I can like mirror what you have?
Oh, sure. I am going to have Frido on the bottom.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, and then of course the priest man. I kind of expected that from Blue Spartan. He's kind of a big stats guy, so I assume he like just looked and he's like, all right, this is the clear ban. And then he might have an idea of what Tridu's doing because I know he like keeps tabs on almost every player of what they bring in tendencies over seasons. So that could be maybe even pull some data from Tespa potentially because Tridu
Yeah,
does compete in Tespa, and I think I'm not sure if he made the top 48, but I think his team did like decently well. So that potentially Blue Spartan went and scouted him out there.
That would be a pretty smart move. I mean, as someone who doesn't scout that much on Tesla, that could be. I wouldn't be surprised if Blue Spartan does. I know he will find out all information he can before a match.
Yeah, there are certain individuals I find too with that'll find information. I remember Avi actually did that to me once when I was new to THL. I in THL, like in a random chat, I was talking about how much I like Spiteful Druid. And I brought Druid one week and he controlled F Diamond, and when I said Druid, found I brought Spiteful Druid and told his teammate to just punish that deck. And then he messaged my captain like your team your player shouldn't message about a thing. But that was like 3 months ago, and I was like, oh what the heck, man.
So what I
So
have
yeah,
done,
definitely is.
I did something based on that. Like this was 6 seasons ago, but I messaged on chat saying I liked the deck that I actually hated in
Oh
case
wow.
someone did that to me.
That is interesting. I like that gambit. Right. Any second they will challenge.
Yeah, I'll just remind you. So I'll ask you, Diamond, while we're waiting. How do you feel about the current Legacy team? Think Legacy is going strong. What are teams that have you excited?
Yeah, so I've been a bit tabbed out because I'm not competing. I would say where are they the Tonk team. I like that team a lot. They're doing I and their server, so I like them. And I also like the which team was it? There's one more. Hold on. I think a surprising to me is or someone who I like was interested is an Oyo team actually, with Darren moving to the 1 seed. And then they just have a really nice core, and they're actually doing really well right now, which is interesting to see. With
Oh,
Darren do 2-1 and also Milo nice Drew Shower winning as well. And basically everyone actually winning on their upper seeds besides their 5 seed. And
nice.
I think just Darren's just the nuts, as you can attest. I bet in Hero you share a team with him. Like he's always raring to go. I think it's rare to see THL now someone with so much passion and wanting to learn the game.
Oh yeah, I agree. Now, as we begin our match, I can already see something weird in Blue Spartan's deck. Is that at Watch Post?
Uh, I'm coming in, but if that is a watch pose, that is very interesting, I would say.
Yeah, that seems like a Watch Post Rush Warrior. I have never seen that. Looking forward to see what Blue Spartan can make of it. We do see that Trido has the perfect answer in Lunar Eclipse. That's just really what you're looking
Mhm. Yeah, the lunar eclipse and to make it some card draw is really nice here. So rocking with the token druid, which is
for. Yeah,
you're
this is a
thinking
really
clever,
good start for
but
him.
oh yeah, he's got almost a full hand. We have a non-buff Samuro in well, I'm not sure how this matchup goes. I feel like it's warrior favored potentially because of some of the sweeping clears they have. But maybe it's depends on, I guess, stick the board with the soul of the forest.
Right. I think there are a few ways. The fact that they have Samuro means there's a better chance than if they didn't. Because without Samuro, this is a very rough match.
Mhm. Is so playing the playmaker, just getting on board against token druid, what you like to see. Then playing it slow. I assume this is gonna be a turn 5 conditioning from yeah, just buffing up the that's really good as well. Getting double buff on that Samuro.
Yeah, I think this might actually be enough for the Druid to turn the game because you don't have that much time against Rush Warrior. And this means a ton of buffs. Like you can go Storm of Glowflies now, but that's just going to be faced by Samuro. And honestly, that might just be game over.
I think it may sound too soon to call, but I agree. If anything, there's some sort of blooms for Pride Fury or even Soul of the Forest, but I think this is just an easy slam Samuro, and then you can make sure to attack as well, buff your hand.
Yeah, you even get an extra little Samuro over there. Um, you could attack first face. I would recommend going first to the face so you hand buff your guys, but
Yep,
that's just so
just one
good.
more attack and health. There you go. Blue Sparn recognizes the attack, and then I mean, yeah, I think this might be over, which is kind of scary to say that it's already over.
I mean,
Yeah, thing to
Token
remember.
Druid is a lot like that.
Yeah, obviously a bit of a I mean, there's Arbor up, so if that board somehow lived, that could have been game over for Blue Spartan as well. But Rush Warrior,
Yeah, that
it's a
was
deck. It's a deck I find Lotus where it either does really. It's same thing with Token Druid. I think they're similar decks where sometimes they're like the absolute nuts, and then sometimes they just feel like bad. Like I know people have dubbed it Arena Warrior sometimes with the way it is,
it really
but yeah.
feels like an arena deck. The fact that it's just big body after big body, no real second game plan. Just I'm going to go with my rush minions, some lists play a weird ETB OTK, but that's kind of it. There's no real like it's not like you're playing a package of cards that perfectly fits together. It's more good card and then good card and then good card and you hope to win.
It's very different from like a class like Miracle or a deck like Miracle Rogue, right? Where you can either bounce back your J bars, have a bunch of J bars, or go for like an Alex OTK. Yeah, very linear deck, as you were saying, instead of being variant.
Yeah. At the same time, though, I think the Rush Warrior was a deck that both the Rush Warrior and the Druid are decks that have really high chance. I just realized I marked the wrong deck. I'm going to fix that ASAP.
No, nobody saw. Nobody saw. All right, let's see. But it was very interesting with the watch post. I wonder what Blue Spartan was teching for. Maybe OTKDH potentially, but once again, a really nutty hand from the Token Druid side, and not so from, I guess, I don't even know what to call this paladin, like secret aggro paladin. Like sometimes there's eggs, sometimes there's like a moonfang in there. Like it's really hard to tell, I find.
Yeah, for the secret list, I call it Secret Paladin. I've been playing it a lot. Paladin was my client deck, and I'm not going to lie, I really like the deck, but it needs to get nerfed fast. A problematic deck. Secret Paladin just has some really strong matchups. Like Mage is really good. You know what you're doing, and just even the mirror. If you know your secret, win the mirror quite well. Druid is not one of the matchups you like a lot because they can do stuff really fast, and you cannot come back from Storm of Glowflies unless they get something really good um, with Samuro.
Yeah, I find I've also played a lot of, especially in test play, I played a lot of the early secret paladin, and it kind of just won me games. Like it was kind of crazy, especially with the old sword. But even now with this, the sword, that's just it's still like a really nice weapon. Like you got the nice curve into sword into 3 drop, and then have hand of Adals as well. But it does struggle to deal with wide boards, as you said. So we'll see what happens this game if Samur will pop his head out again for Blue Spartan.
Yeah, not everyone plays Samuro in Secret Paladin. It's way more common as well in what's the name? Aggro Paladin. So the one that
The mid,
doesn't that cuts the package.
the one that does the blessing of authorities and stuff like that.
Yeah, Secret tends to play what's its name? Kazakus. And we are waiting a
Yeah,
bit for a reconnect, but that's quite fast.
this potentially is on Tridu's side because I think he's playing from Asia because I think he moved there during COVID.
Oh, okay.
So
That happens.
there's potential connectivity issues, but hopefully resolved. We don't. I don't like seeing stuff like this happen, especially in like professional matches where like a DQ happens because someone's internet's bad. So playing, but there you go.
Yeah, I really
Quick
hate when
back.
that happens as well, but we have them right back on time.
Mm, Yes, the weight triggers Omayog. Better than a glowfly. And wow, a nature studies. That's really nice.
Oh, there was a bug with Blue Spartans. Hearthstone's client
Oh,
can be a little bit buggy, but it's all set.
indie company, by the way. Am I right, Lotus? And
Oh
then
yeah,
keeps the
I think
pouch.
that resizing pouch could be interesting. I don't know what he's looking to generate, but that card
Uh,
can be okay.
I find that that card, especially on 0 mana, it can often get you maybe an Innervate or a Lightning Bloom potentially. So, oh, and there's a Gibby. So this could be a big pop-off turn. But you also have the Glowflies next turn,
This
so that's something to consider of
Yeah,
how
this could
much you
just
go in.
be a big board if you want to go in. Um, it's a fine turn to go in, especially since you have resizing power and the lunar eclipse.
And another Oh My Yogg. Flash Heal. I mean, it's still a spell, you still get a token,
Yeah, the big fear was that it somehow killed your own Jib. That would be what I
for
was.
sure. And then has the Power of the Wild to end the turn. It's interesting to see from Blue Spartan has the Ogremancer as well, potentially, for this matchup or others. I think it's just a really strong card. I'm seeing more and more in a lot
Yeah,
of decks.
the secret paladin I play, I actually play two Ogremancers, two Cult Neophytes, and that shuts down some decks really hard because they want to go with buffs, they want to play spells, and
And finding the Argent Protector to just clear the, or sorry, just trade with the board. It's
that's
so
an
scary
okay.
being on the paladin side because you don't know how much potential burst or what is in Tridu's hand. But as we can see, it just has the two glow flies, which are relatively harmless right now.
Yeah, I think right now Trido is looking basically anything that can do either a buff to the board or fungal fortunes just get a refill on his hand. Any of the two would be enough for him to get more of an advantage.
In that case, I'd like to see the guess the weight. Yeah, because it's kind of scary for the paladin because they have Ogremancer next turn, which you can't really play your spells anymore, and then they're gonna have a taunt in the way as well with the hammer. So it's not actually that scary for Blue Spartan unless there's like a Pride's Fury or something, I guess, where the thing is slightly go out of reach for your minions.
Yeah, Prize Fury would be by far the scare. There's no way you clear that board.
Once again, oh no, reconnectivity.
We hope everything's okay with either Blue Spartan or Trido, and they can. But it seems to be just a minor hiccup with a client. Sometimes the client likes to play pranks during the match, as we.
Hmm.
So I have to be honest. I've barely played Resizing Pouch. Not that good in the deck, and I barely ever discovered it. How do you feel about this as a cover option, Simon?
I think it's one of those cards where it's like I'll take it if it's like I have everything else is trash, and it's I've used it personally to find like innervates or lightning blooms. But otherwise, I'm not sure because when I originally saw that card, I thought it said spells, but it's cards, so it's even minions. When you want to, if you're trying to look for like Power of the Wild or like Solar Eclipse onto, but you could just get like River Croc instead. So let's see. I
Right.
guess the way it comes out. Ooh, so another good old buff to the board, and then I assume he's going to choose more, and then hit something or less. Interesting. I guess you do have both the glow flies, but that's an arbor up that isn't in their hand now. It's kind of sad.
Yeah. Um,
And then trading. I mean, I guess you have reload with glowfly with a couple next turn, but
Wait,
it's
did
looking
he
a bit
play?
grim.
My client is frozen.
He what did he play? He played Power of the Wild, and then he traded into both his minions.
Oh, okay.
So he
My
has two
client has
three
frozen.
threes on
So I
board.
am coming back. One
Okay.
second, everyone.
I'll narrate then. So he just top decked actually an Arbor up, and Blue Sparn, as we suspected, played the Golden Orgomancer, which actually looks really cool. And then he's just gonna trade off both his minions actually into the thing. And now he's playing resizing pouch. Here it comes. And he has a sneaky and a wand maker. And he's just probably gonna play the wand maker. And he just got another resizing pouch, half wand maker.
Oh, he can go infinite over there.
Are you back, Lotus?
I'm back. No,
And
now
okay.
we can all see the board again.
Yeah, so
Um,
basically all those gibbers are gone and the Ogremancer's gone, but this is looks like a really easy hammer. And then a Scorpion. That's I've not seen that in a Secret Paladin before,
it's
but
played
people
in
are
old
playing.
lists. It's not. I don't find it great, but I know some people.
I mean, Consecration, beautiful pickup there, obviously against this Glowfly board. So let's see if try to elects to draw cards or just slam a Glowfly here.
I think you just both flies, but I can understand the desire to draw so you can have more turn. Um, the
Goodbye,
gibberling is not
Gibberling.
what you want.
Potentially, Tridy might be looking for a Glowfly and maybe paired with a Soul of the Forest to make a stickier board instead
Yeah,
of just a plain Glowfly. But that's another hammer of a Naru.
I really like just going hammer of conviction here. Start
Just
going
start getting
face,
it.
kill them. If you kill them, they
I mean,
lose.
they don't have taunts,
They
so
do
you can.
not.
It actually sets up. I'm pretty sure lethal for next turn.
Well, they can use sentries, but if they use sentries, then you're just going to comp.
Yeah, I then only the one taunt. Yeah, this is lethal on the side of Blue Spartan
Yeah.
again. This is a
Uh,
really quick series. So like very interesting. This token druid's struggling, which it often can, as we were talked about. It's a highs and lows, like a valley.
yeah. I think a lot of that is actually on Gibberling because the card, if you get it off turn, like turn one Gibberling coin, anything wins the game just on the spot.
So do you think? I mean, at this point, the week's lost for try to, so it's more for pride's sake, and I guess points still.
Oh,
You can
points
try to get two
really
points
matter.
here.
4 points are a
True, true.
lot.
I'm saying that, like, I mean, from the side of he can't win or tie the week anymore, it's a loss. So it's just get two
Oh yeah,
points, or even just 4 points. He still can win. I'm not saying he can't, because what's the last deck from blue? It's the no, it's the he banned rogue. It's the hunter.
yeah. It is the hunter.
So I feel like the token druid should be fine against hunter, but we
Yeah,
shall see.
but this is not the matchup you want to see. Mage and hunter is not good.
And I don't know what DH would be good in a hunter either.
No, druid is probably the best one. Druid is very good into hunter. This is just looking to be a really good game for Blue Spartan. I mean, he has Mankrik and Wrangler. I honestly would think of keeping Mankrik just because Mankrik's wife can win games. You might just get it with tracking afterwards. There are a lot of ways that card can snowball.
I need to rejoin the game. It just didn't tell me the game was starting, I guess. So we log back in. I have to restart my client.
Yeah, the client is not great. Okay? On the other side, though, Trido has an insane hand.
Alright, we are back. And I did go for the mage.
Thing here is we are likely to see that Kolkar trying to run with the game on turn two. You can go Kolkar, coin, adorable infestation, and see if that wins. That's just so good into mage. especially when we know they don't have combustion.
for sure. Yeah, I could plan to go like cold car, coin, and then adorable. Yeah, that's exactly what we're gonna see from blue going wide.
Yeah, basically he played a 2-3 that summoned the wolf. That just feels so strong. And he now has a fourth. Um it's looking like a really good game for Barton.
Hope, yeah, pray for the devolving missiles to hit. And I mean, we take those. You got rid of the two scary cards and summoned a bunch of death
Yeah,
imps.
that's as good as it gets. We're likely just going to see a non-curve man quick though. The alternative
Damn.
being just hero powering and playing. But I kind of like a man.
The earlier the man cook, the better, I say. Potentially can get wife on 4. And I
Yeah,
think
or
that's even gonna slow this game more. And I like that he's not trading either, because you are the hunter. You just beat him up.
yeah. This matchup, the good card that Trido has in his hand is actually Ring Toss. Because a lot of times you're going to need to generate ice blocks.
And then let's see, we have Solarian imprisoned. I assume it's the Solarian, yeah. And then okay. We got some burn.
Yeah, just
I don't know how
the issue is just no
effective that will
AoE
be.
right now for the mage. Still really looking
Yeah.
for that combustion or something that can deal well with this. Another missiles.
I guess
Um,
trying to eliminate that damage and stall a bit more. I mean, it removed 1 damage. I wasn't. I mean, maybe there was a ruined orb to try to discover a AOE for next turn potentially, especially with Solarian in hand.
yeah, you would need to basically go for shoot star or something because I don't know that mage has that low mana AoE.
Yeah, for sure. And then good positioning by Blue Spurn to play around these clears like Combustion and Shooting Star with the Felma in the middle.
Oh yeah. I kind of would have liked maybe a more active play with tracking just because you can. Um, but this is also fine. Now Trido is going for the draw and hoping that he can because he drew a lot. That is a second flow, really important for
Th-
this match.
th- All right, let's see. Any Shooting Stars? I mean, if you can live till Flame Strike, that's great. And I guess that's what you have to go for here, but
Yeah, I kind of like the counter spell just as a way to reduce some burn that goes to your face. But this is also fine. I think we're going to start this turn with draw.
there we go. And why not discover a Rhino?
Yeah, going for that rhino.
Trying to just close this game out.
Yeah, especially in the turn where you want a board so you don't get pummeled in the face by the Elmo. So we're likely to see this Jandis, but Jandis is really bad. Rhino.
So it's gonna take the 5. And then let's see if we got. All right, we have Moonfang and a 3/5. So we'll see that and then probably a freeze there.
Yeah.
I mean, we have both ring tosses are active now as well. So we have the ice barriers. And oh, there he goes. Enraged Mancrick going straight to the face.
I think this is still just playing the Rhino, playing a Wolpertinger because you can, and then going face as much as you can turn to hope you can finish next turn. It is looking
I
super likely that you don't even really care
I
about Ice
I'd like
Barrier.
to see an arcane shot actually, because then you can just hero power next turn and
That's
nothing
true.
stops that.
That's true. They can
But I mean,
stop you from that.
nothing. Yeah, but I mean, I guess it plays around counterspell off ring toss, but I assume the board's just too big. So I guess we'll see what happens here
You do need to make sure that we're dead. Without the
for
Rhino,
sure.
this is a problem.
And then draw some cards, gain some mana back. I mean, that's just a flame strike, but
Yeah,
you are then dead to arcane shot and pure power. But he doesn't know that, obviously, caster vision. But
yeah. Uh, you have to play this. There's no real other option, is there?
yeah, and then you just bump with good old Moonfang. I might as well draw with that last card.
Yeah. So the hunter has lethal right now. The
Yes,
easy way to get there is just playing Rune Prey, Arcane Shot, and then heal.
yep, and that is what he shall do. And that's the game. Wow.
Yeah. Quick and easy.
No priest games today, Lotus. We've been saved.
Yeah, I am very happy not to see Beast. Just really, I was talking to Blue about this match, and like, yeah, we're not going to see control today, and really, we did not see control. Um, Aggro just hit him in the face, hit him in the face, hit him in the face, and Blue Spartan wins today's match. Wow, how do you feel about this one, Diamond?
That was felt like so I felt kind of bad watching this. Honestly, Blue Spartan kind of had the nuts each time and kind of stomped him. There is some life in that mage game, but especially the token druid. I feel bad for Tridu. I can sympathize because
Yeah,
I've been there in some series, but no, big props to Blue Spartan. Like he had the nuts and he didn't let go of the pressure while he was ahead.
uh,
It would be interesting to interview him if he wants, if he's available, to ask him about those watch posts and in that paladin, or was it paladin or was it warrior? Sorry, that inclusion, which I'm curious to find out.
it wasn't a warrior. That was a very interesting. He is coming here. I'm adding him right now.
All right, sounds good.
Congratulations, Blue Spartan, on winning your match today against Trido.
Why, thank you very much. Do you guys hear me okay?
Oh, you're
Yeah,
very low.
uh,
Can you say it again?
Something is up. Let me check and see what's going on.
I don't think we can.
yeah. May need to boost your mic setting there.
Yeah,
Using my
it's really, really low right now. Oh, I have a max gain and it's still not crossing levels. Can you hear us?
Potentially fiddling with the settings there.
Yeah. We'll wait a minute while Blue with his set. I'm here, but for a really good match. Can you hear us now, Blue?
suggest muting.
Um,
Maybe
Mm,
for the interview you could try joining from your
mm.
phone if you've Discord. It could be potentially easier.
yeah. Or if the other alternative is we can also do send you questions and you can answer us in writing and read it, but it becomes very inefficient.
I think those are saved for the diamond interviews on the blog. Lotus, I'm not allowed to go live.
That's
Alright, he's
true.
deaf and he's fixing.
While
Okay,
he's
how we
trying
doing
to
now?
join us here, I just want to know that if you would like to play your match on Schoolstone next week, you can just DM me. We start looking for matches anytime tomorrow and all the way to the day of the match. I was slow at starting to look for matches this week, but we welcome match of every level. Basically, if you want to play on stream, DM me, DM Saku, and we'll help you find a time for it. Can you hear us right now?
He's gone back to the sentence. This is why we're not on Play Hearthstone yet, Lotus. We gotta fix the production.
Yeah, I don't know if I can increase the gain any more than I had, so we'll still
I've
wait.
increased on my end. It's I think
What do
it's
you
like
guys know?
you can hear us. I could try it. Maybe I can translate.
I don't really know how to
So,
try and
be quiet.
this. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong.
So basically, Blue can hear us, but we can't really hear him. That's where we've arrived.
Um, so since Blue can hear us, I think we'll just do three quick questions. Via you can answer us via text on our Discord, Blue, since that's probably easier, and I'll write your answer. So my first question, I'll read your answer to everyone, but I just want to ask, how did you feel about the match? I'm sure you're happy you won.
At any moment.
But did you expect it to go this way? Any surprises for you?
Um,
There? Hello?
Alright, turned on a boost. Does that help any?
Okay, it
No,
is. Yeah.
I it is more audible now. I will say that. So we can conduct the interview now, Lotus. You can
Yeah,
repeat
yeah.
that question.
Congratulations on your match. How did
Oh,
it feel for you, Blue?
oh, it rejoined. Hello.
Okay, how we doing now?
Yeah, yeah, that's better. I think that's good enough.
Yeah,
All right, Lotus,
yeah.
go ahead.
So how did the match feel? Blue, can you hear us? Hello? A little bit of a technical issue. Um,
Three,
well,
two,
can you hear us now?
two, one,
Can hear you sometimes,
two,
but it works now. Can you hear us?
two, 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 fucking working.
That's it. I like I put it backwards.
Oh,
Okay, we're hearing you
Testing.
well
that's
now.
good. Okay, that's brilliant.
Oh, okay. Sorry if it's too much. I think my microphone was not hooked up right to my computer. At some point, it got put backwards. So sorry about that. Talking to nothing for a minute there.
All right, I've turned you down now. You went from 200% on Discord to 40, and now it's perfect. So,
Yeah,
all right,
Okay.
we'll edit this out in the VOD, won't we, Lotus?
Yeah,
definitely,
sorry about the dead space for those of you who hung out. But the match was quick, so I made up for it, I guess.
Yeah.
definitely.
So tell us about how you felt about the match.
Um, I apologize to Strido because he didn't really get to play much Hearthstone today. I mean, the matchups were kind of favorable for me. I was surprised he queued up Mage on game 3 because that's obviously the worst uh, going into Hunter. I think he just wanted to go ahead and see if he was going to have a chance in the match or not. But he's probably discouraged. Totally unfair. To hit him with Samoro game 1 and Discover Consecration turn 2. I mean, those are the cards that Token Druid just never wants to see. And it's kind of a shame because I figured Druid had the best chance of getting through my lineup. But I had good matchups and I got just the tools I needed for every match. So All I can say is I played the right green cards on a couple turns, but it shouldn't have been that easy. But that's just the way Hearthstone is sometimes. Sometimes you're the 3-0 and sometimes you're the 0-3 and you're the same player both days. I was just lucky enough to be the 3-0 today.
Yeah, so talking about that, actually, the Warrior game one. So, what is Watch Post was that tech inclusion for this match, or have you been running it in general? I haven't really seen that before.
It was a version that I was running before No Hands made his deck, and I wasn't really convinced about Shield of Honor, so I just never put that card in. I left my Watch Post there. And it's kind of nice because no one's expecting it. Yeah, it has 3 health that can be removed, but you'll notice he had to remove my Watch Post. He couldn't leave it up, and he couldn't remove my Playmaker. So it's just one removal that always gets used up, and I think it's okay. I've been playing with the Shield of Honor version as well, and I can see that that's good because if you get a Playmaker to stick, then you always have a damaged guy. You can shield him up, and that can be really powerful too. So I'm kind of between the two, but I think it was just an interesting thing. And against a Druid and Mage, if that thing sticks around, it's a huge pain. And I knew that disruptive cards would be good against the decks I expected him to bring. So I left it in there, and it worked out. 100% win rate. Obviously, it's a good card, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I want to ask you, Blue Spartan, if we know they're likely to announce nerfs either this week or the next. So, how do you feel about the current meta? Is there any card you hate? Is there any card you love? How are you feeling about Hearthstone right now?
Yeah, I like the meta, so that means they're probably going to change it. A lot of the classes that are doing well are ones that I'm comfortable with, except for Priest. We all hate Priest and hope that Priest gets to be the 10th class after the next balance changes, I think. And I don't know, because, it's hard to say, except that Paladin is still strong on ladder, but is not really dominant in tournaments. You've got this weird meta that you've got very polarizing decks like Priest, and then Warlock beats Priest, but nothing else. And it's just a really weird meta, and it's really, you have to worry about the domino effect of any changes they make. Right now, at least on ladder, Paladin and Warrior are like heads above everybody else. It gets more interesting with bans and tournaments. Rogue is pretty strong, but it's not overpowered, and you worry about what's going to happen if other classes get hit, but you don't hit Rogue, because Rogue can really be a meta tyrant sometimes. And Rogue's got a lot of options. You can go Miracle, you can go Secret, you can go Poison. So I worry about Rogue getting powerful, because right now Rogue is definitely kind of in check. They're a player, but sometimes they're like the 4th deck. They're not, they're kind of vulnerable. Druid has got some options. And it'd be good to see Shamaners and some other guys come back into the meta. I don't know, what they would even do with Paladin, though. They already kind of they nerfed the secrets, so now some people just play aggro Paladin, which I thought about too. So I don't know, if it's. I think Conviction is a sneaky good card, and I wouldn't be surprised to see that get hit, because it's just so easy to stick 2 minions and then you got lethal the next turn. 2-turn lethal Paladin is just so easy, because it's so easy to get minions on the board with their tools. So maybe it starts with Paladin, but I don't know. Like if I was announcing changes next week, I don't know what the balance is. I don't know what you do exactly to Warrior to tone them down. But the Rush package has been around for a while. But I think it's just one of those things that once somebody figured out the right deck, and you've got, like, Playmaker is not a new card, but it was never good before. It was like way too greedy, and suddenly you just have all these ways to rush on the board, and the bumper cars, and all that stuff coming together. And then you got a rush minion that clears the board sometimes, and the conditioning, that's the name of that card. That's really powerful. You got guys in hand, and the idea of buffing minions in your hand was always just never really came across. but I guess we found the deck where, hey, if you make all your minions rush and you hand buff them, they're not too slow anymore, and it's just really powerful. So that's a package that will have to be dealt with if they're going to try and balance the meta. But then if you bring down Paladin and Warrior, can anybody be Priest? Is Rogue going to get out of control? What's going to happen next? So I'd be really interested to see. I haven't got it all yet, but I definitely have been enjoying playing some of it. I don't know where it goes from here. That's going to be really interesting to see how they tackle it. And then, even if they don't get it right, I guess I got the mini set coming after that. So it's going to be another one of those seasons where you just the decks that are good one week may not be good a week or two later, and you have to totally rethink your lineup. But I guess that'll keep us on our toes, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
For
I
sure.
think this is a very interesting season. And if a lot of nerfs happen, it's going to be a lot of work just figuring out what to do every single time. My final question I want to ask you, and then Diamond, if you have any final questions, go for it. I just want to ask if you have any shout outs, anyone you want to thank, anything you would like to say. The floor is yours.
Yeah. Well, I was kind of going to lay low and take it easy, but Yellow Dart he'd been trying to recruit me when I was a captain for a couple of seasons. So I knew if I took a break, I'd probably get a call from the Dad Legend boys. So it's kind of fun joining in, and he's a little busy with those two little baby twins of his. So he's been popping in and out, but just getting with a new group of guys, and we've got Zabe and Desharmo and your mom and Hash Tour. We got just a great crew of guys over there. So really enjoying and throwing out ideas and having people who are at least as knowledgeable about Hearthstone as I am, responding and throwing in their 2 cents. It's been some really good discussions. So shout out to my team and getting back in the win column this week. That's good for us. I know this is a team that looks like we have every chance to go and make a deep playoff run. So I hope that will work out for us. And I'm just kind of enjoying being a player and as always, one series at a time. Always fun to do these matches. Always fun to do these matches. And thanks for the invite to be on stream today. I can't remember what happened to me last time I got on stream, but I don't think I won. I've had some heartbreak in the past. I remember one Bomb Warrior game against Bruisasaurus where I had 5 bombs in his deck, but he didn't draw them in time, and he got me. And I lost in game 5 or something. So it's always fun to win one. So thanks for having me on.
No worries. If you ever want to come back, you're more than welcome. And as I said before, everyone who would like to come, we look for matches of any skill levels. Anyone who just wants to have some fun live, we're very thankful for you. So thank you, Blue Spartan, for playing. I want to thank you, Trido. Even though the match didn't go his way, I just want to thank him for playing on stream. And I want to thank Diamond for debuting today on Schoolstone. I hope you had fun casting with me, Diamond.
It was definitely a fun match to cast. So thanks for bringing me on, Lotus, and thanks to you, Trino and Blue Spartan, for a nice match to start off. And I don't think this will be the last time I cast on Schoolstone for sure.
Oh, definitely not. Definitely not. With that being
Diamond is
said,
everywhere,
I gotta
left, look right in THL. There's Diamond with another team of Tespa hotshots or something going on. By the way, did you guys were there any interesting lines in any of the games? I mean, I thought a lot of the plays it seemed pretty different to me, but what did you think?
The only thing I potentially saw was Hunter, but instead of playing Wolpetinger, you could have played Arcane Shot and then just set up the hero power lethal. Without having, in case you didn't get a spell.
I kind of agree with Diamond there. I had not seen that at the time, but I think that was correct.
But you drew the Wound Prey and he didn't have counter spell, so it was fine. But that was the only real thing I saw. But otherwise, I agreed with majority of the plays you made. You played really well with the cards you had. Like I said during the match, that you basically had good draws, and then you didn't like mess them up basically. Like you kept going with the
Mhm.
momentum you had, which was really good to see. Because sometimes that happens where you get a bit overconfident with the cards you have, and then you like either misplay or like get too greedy. But you did well. You kept the pressure up, and then that's why you won.
Yeah, that's a good point because if I get that arcane shot a little early, then he can't counterspell it, and there's no counter to the hero power. So that's a good point there. I would say I like to have let me just have lethal in disguise, and there's nothing he can do about it. But then again, there was something he could do about it because he's a mage. So
Yeah,
that's a good
the
point.
old flame
Good
trader
spot,
inventory.
casters. Good job. A caster pitch is coming in handy there, but not just the vision. But yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Well, take this moment to end our show. I want to thank our viewers one more time, and we'll see you next Schoolstone for next class. Have a great week, everyone. A great Sunday. Bye.